Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We have a really cool, unique beer tonight in a bomber bottle, a very different shaped bomber bottle, a little bit fatter than most of them, from Sierra Nevada. This is what they call their Southern Hemisphere Harvest. I kind of actually stumbled upon this because the specialty beer store that I go to, they did not get a lot of these things. I live on the West Coast, or live on the East Coast. And Sierra Nevada obviously comes from the West Coast out of California. So what this is they call it the Southern Hemisphere Harvest. And it's got a really cool story behind it. It's a fresh hop ale by class. And what they did was, they went to New Zealand, of all places. Remember, they're out of California. They went to New Zealand, and they picked fresh hops, shipped them straight from the Southern Hemisphere, and they incorporated this into this beer. So it says Harvest 2013. Got a cool story behind it. It says in 2008 we launched a southern counterpart to the popular Harvest Ale, featuring fresh hops picked, dried, and shipped from New Zealand within 7 days of the field. I've done videos about how fresh whole cone hops have to be picked and immediately put in the beer before they start to degrade, as opposed to taking whole cone hops and putting them in pellets, which can be used later, which are a totally different flavor. So this is a very tedious and time sensitive process. So we shipped them from New Zealand within 7 days, from the south to the north fusion that cases the integral floral and aroma flavors from New Zealand to South Cross Pacific and Motueka hops. So what they do is they take these whole hops and they literally just crush them into the beer. So what's cool about this particular beer is they took this beer and it says we wanted to have fresh hops, not wet hops, into the beer, and it's a limited release, which is really cool. So anyway, it says it's really cool writing. It says each full hop reach from the peak flavor bursting into aromatic oils. So when you have a whole cone hop, a lot of the oils come out into the beer, give it a layer of complex flavor that can only happen at harvest time. That is so true. So their Hoptimum, which is one of the best hop beers around, it has this kind of resin flavor to it. Same deal here is what I expect. It says for us, this comes only twice a year. One from the Northern Hemisphere, one from the Southern Hemisphere. This is the Southern Hemisphere. The Northern comes in the fall. This Harvest Ale features fresh hops from New Zealand, where fall occurs during the spring, which is why we're getting it now in May of 2013, which is so cool. These fresh whole cones are picked, then dried and shipped from the brewery within days of harvest. I mean, you're talking about massive expense and just effort to get this freshness in a whole cone hop. So it's 6.7% alcohol, which is a little bit lower than what you would expect, but this is not necessarily an IPA with like massive IBUs. It's only $5. I paid you can't see that, I'm sure, on the camera. This was only $5 for this entire thing. I'm hoping this is a phenomenal steal in price and in flavor. So let's check it out. 2013 Southern Hemisphere Harvest. Got a nice color to it. Slightly caramelized with the malts. Very filtered. Very, very clear. It's got a nice white frothy head on it. What's interesting about this is it's not as hoppy as I would have expected. It's got more of kind of an ale taste to it without the hops, but there's not a lot of fruit. It's not very sweet. I call it something that is is definitely on the line of wanting to be just hoppy ale without high IBUs. Okay, so I call it a medium body flavor, or medium body texture. Not a lot of fruit, not a lot of sweetness in it. Definitely has a malty background, hence the kind of darker caramelized color. It's very easy to drink, it's got a very clean finish. It's extremely easy to kind of rest on your palate. It's not as hoppy as I expected. You can tell it has that kind of fresh flavor, but it doesn't have that explosion of hops that I really wanted to anticipate. So it's good. I think I expected something a little bit more. It's got a little bit of floral and spiciness to it, but not as much as I expected. It drinks really easy. It's very, very clean on the finish. I would have liked if the hops were a little bit more there. But I like it. It's good. It's flavorful. It's clean. It's easy to drink. For $5 for a bomber, shipping hops all the way from New Zealand to California. I don't even know how they're making any money. So kudos to Sierra Nevada for that. So right there, it's worth your money. It's different than what I expect. I expected more hoppy flavor. So it's not that I'm disappointed. It was just not what my palate was anticipating. But it tastes fresh. Definitely has some hot flavor to it. It's not sweet. It definitely has some malt background to it. And like I said, it's very, very, very clean, filtered, very clean finish. Drinks very easy. I think what it is, I'm making this video longer than I like, but I think what this is this is a scenario where it's a hop that I'm not used to drinking. What I mean by that is, Chinook, Cascade, Simcoe hops. It's just a palate that you get used to. This is clearly something from New Zealand that I'm not used to, which is good and bad. It's good because it expands your flavor. It's bad because you expect something different and you don't receive it, but yet it's, when you take some time to marinate on it, it's very, very good. It's good. It's good. I'm glad I bought this. $5 for this is a steal. I'll enjoy it. Let me know if you've tried it, please. This is one of those beers I want people to respond to. Comments on the YouTube channel, website, microbeerreviews.com. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. Let us know what you think. On our rating scale between 1 and 5, I'd probably give it about a 3.5. I think it's a good try. For the money, it's phenomenal. Price point's great. And let us know what you think. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon. Cheers.